Hello everyone and welcome to A Drink at the Inn. I'm Kieran RH for WrestleIn and I'm joined by the wonderful Libby Cadman today.
Hello.
And we are joined by perhaps the greatest pro wrestler in the world today. He's the current IWGP US Heavyweight Champion, current Rev Pro British Heavyweight Champion. He's held every active title in New Japan Pro Wrestling that's a singles title. He's the founder of the United Empire. I could go on and on and on. The Kingpin himself, Billy Goat, Will Ospreay. Will, thanks so much for being here, man.
Jeez, no workers, mate. I look forward to it.
Well, I think we need to kick off with Forbidden Door. Mostly the post-match antics that happened after your match with Orange Cassidy.
Oh, Jesus.
Katsuyori Shibata is my all-time favourite wrestler. So I lost my shit again every time he comes back now. But what's your reaction? How are you feeling? Because Katsuyori Shibata's put a target on your back.
I mean, I feel like I've had that for a while. I mean, like knocking off his dojo boys for a while and calling him a dickhead and whatnot. And oh wait, there's a question as well. I can swear on here, right?
Yeah.
But you know, like I feel like I let you get the one up there. Like I just had like a 16-minute barn burner. I'm exhausted. I'll let you have that one. Like, but just don't get in my way again because like the way I see things is that you're lucky to be alive as it is, and it's just like and people are probably like getting excited, and yourself included, like Shibata's back, and it's just like, but do you really want to put him against a guy whose finisher is an elbow to the back of the skull? This is just my thing, and I'm not going to engage with Shibata in a grappling match. Do you think I'm some type of mad grappler? Like I know what I need to do, and I stick to my ability, and like I'm not going to put myself in a situation where like there's no chance of me winning a match. So like if we're going to wrestle, it's going to be in a normal pro wrestling rules match, and like if I need you to sign something, because if you did get in the ring with me and I'm going to hit that elbow, because that's been the difference maker my entire from 2019 onwards. So on that note, like I mean, I need him to sign a waiver and say like if you end up like in the ring, I need the therapy. Whatever woman that you're with or whatever, like I need the therapy afterward to pay. That woman needs to pay up for the therapy that I'm going to need.
Well, Shibata aside, how do you feel about the match with Orange Cassidy itself?
I feel great. Orange Cassidy done like a hell of a job, and I think everyone can agree with me on that. I think obviously a lot of people, like myself included, everyone's expecting like massive dream matches, but I think what we've all got to kind of take a step back and realise this is only the starting of the relationship. So there's like, it's kind of like the phase one of the Marvel universe. It is kind of like this is kind of like the multiverse is kind of opening up now, so we can obviously get some dream matches going, of course, but like I do feel we just need to test the waters first and make sure everything's all good. But saying that, I think I can kind of say it hand on heart, like I stole that show. I completely stole it, and like I know one of those things where just like humble as ever, but like I just like I'd prefer patting myself on the back rather than going, well, I could have done this better, I could have done that better. It's just like we always are critical of ourselves in weird ways, but I know that was great. I know how good it was. It's down to Orange, the referee, the camera crew, and everything. It was just a perfect combination of everything. The crowd was amazing. I loved performing in Chicago, and that building was incredible. I couldn't believe it when walking into that. Like every seat in that place was going to be filled. It was marvelous. And like for AEW side of things, it was like built around your Bryan Danielsons, your CM Punks, and your Kennys. And obviously on our side of things, it was kind of built around Okada, Jay, myself, and just like we delivered on our side of things. And obviously you guys are still, I mean, you guys delivered with your Moxies and stuff like that, but like obviously you're paying, like the way I even like look at it is AEW spunk millions on those guys. They're too fragile to show up. So like, so the way
Shots fired.
But like, yeah, we'll like say it as it is. And like, once again, it's a shame you guys couldn't be there. Nothing but respect, you know what I mean? But just like be all and end all, like you guys being paid millions. Like, I wish I had that type of money. Like, do you know what I mean? My mum will never work in her life again if I had that type of money. Be all and end all. Like, I feel after that, I feel everyone kind of is now looking at me going, I think he deserves that goddamn money. So like that at be all and end all when it comes to contract renegotiations, I'm sitting fucking pretty right now.
Well deserved, man. Well deserved.
When it comes to a character like Orange Cassidy, how do you go about structuring the narrative of the match? It felt very kind of personal at first, and then built to something very electric, very brutal. Like, how do you work with such a big character?
Well, he's an interesting character. I think that's the trick about it. For me, it's kind of just like he's everything that I can't stand. Like he's lethargic, he's lazy, and I'm so extra. I mean, like, look at the jacket I wear. Like, it's a £10,000 jacket. It's one of those things. His entire costume costs about $30. So like that angers me, because like maybe like, and there's probably like a deep rooted thing where like maybe you're earning this ridiculous sum of money that deserves to go to somebody else, somebody that like I admire and I respect, that deserves that type of money, and like you're getting it with your hands in your pockets. So like yeah, that will always like annoy me. But like in terms of like structure wise, it's down to this like I feel like my character it can be angry and be pissed off at those points, and then just like, and then when he needs to turn it up, because like once again we all need to just take another little step back. Like, Orange Cassidy's like phenomenal, as like he understands everything about himself, and he knows how to play the mind games when it comes to his matches. But it's just if you're not giving him the credit where credit is due, I just don't think you understand what wrestling is anymore. And like, I mean, obviously you'll have your cornets and all those lads who want to take shots at him and shit on him or whatever, but like, I just think wrestling's is a weird thing right now. I mean, it's just like he's so over, so why extinguish that flame? And I understand so many people have put their dream matches together and whatever, but like, I couldn't help but think that was a pleasant surprise when I found out that was happening. I think, and that to me is a tick in my box. You can put me against the top guy, the bottom guy, the guy with his hands in his pockets, and I still walk away with the match of the night.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly I don't watch AEW too much. Obviously, New Japan's my bread and butter, but when your match against Orange Cassidy was announced, I was like, it's not really dream match like you said. And then I watched the match and I was like, okay, fucking hell, Orange Cassidy's actually really fucking good. Like, I'm not a fan of the character necessarily, but in ring he's amazing, and you guys stole the show.
I mean, I think that's just down to like I feel like as a wrestling world, like we always want to see things progress, and we're very like an ADHD bunch of wrestling where if you don't hold our attention too much.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Yeah, but like I feel like you've got to allow that. He's just come back from injury as well, so you've got to allow it to breathe a little bit more. You've got to allow, like, so I think he's still got more to offer in the tank. I mean, what happens one day when, I don't know, his character finally does, I don't know, something that gets him motivated?
Yeah.
Like what's he going to look like? I don't know. And I just can't help but say that I really enjoyed the match, and just I can't wait to do round 2 if it was ever possible.
Yeah, definitely. I was, it really shocked me when he kicked out the hidden blade. I was like, that was a really exciting moment in the match. Does that change how you feel about him going forward?
It's not about changing how I feel about him. I mean, like, in terms of if you actually look at the elbow, I only caught the top of his head, so that's the reason why. If I aimed a little bit lower, maybe I would have fucking knocked him spark out. But like, one of those ones where just like, you can't knock guys like that, just like, because they're in AEW for a reason. Like, I'm not an idiot. Like, it is full of like elite wrestlers, and like, once again, like the 3 that I mentioned before, them being like fragile. Like, it's just like, obviously this is me firing shots, and like one of these days I'm probably going to batter those guys as well. But like, of course I respect every single person there, because you have to be somewhat good to be on this level. And I'm not blind and I'm not delusional about all these things. I just know that like I'm the shit, and I'm going to talk my shit.
Well, I mean, you're talking about dream matches. Andrade came out and said that apparently it was meant to be you versus Andrade at Forbidden Door, and then the AAA, CMLL politics. Bullshit got in the way. Was that something you was aware of? Is that a match you want? No?
Well, to be honest, I didn't even know the show was happening. Honestly, I woke up and with the Aussie boys, and I looked down, well, we're doing a show in like AEW. They went, no, I don't know. they honestly, they don't tell me shit. So like, I mean,
Shingo came out and said he's like, on his diary he doesn't lie, but he only found out the match at the same time everyone else did watching AEW.
Oh, wow.
He's teaming with Sting, that he had no idea.
Yeah, but like, that's the thing, is just kind of, I guess because when you're with New Japan, that is your priority.
Yeah,
like, we're blessed enough to be able to do the indies and stuff like that, but New Japan do keep us in the dark about like a lot of things, so like I'm not surprised, but in the same sense, it's kind of a big fucking deal. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just like I don't know if it was more than or less than Madison Square Garden, but like this is like we're on. At points I was on like TBS at like prime time, and like I don't know what the numbers are because I'm not a ratings guy. Like I'm pretty sure that was shit. I don't know. Fucking, who knows? But just like I'm not a ratings guy. I just enjoy wrestling. I enjoy the money, so I'm just enjoying myself. But sorry, what was it? I literally lost track of the question.
That's about Andrade, man. That's what.
No, Andrade. No, I just didn't know like that was even a thing. And like once again, I'd love to. I would love to. I'd love to bang with him. Like it'd be a phenomenal match. I've watched all of his stuff even from when he was in NXT. Like it's so weird because I know he was a part of LIJ, right?
Yeah.
He's Los Ingobernables in Mexico. He was like one of the founders, and then Naito went to Mexico.
But obviously, because now he's working with AAA, there's some type of. It's just, I just feel like, right, hang on. Right. If I can just talk with the boss from AAA and CMLL, we just all get in a room together, right? We'll have a couple of tequilas, we'll enjoy ourselves, like, you know what I mean? We'll just sort all this shit out. We'll just have a sit down. Let's just talk. Doesn't need to be any of this politics anymore. There is no reason why there should be politics in pro wrestling anymore. There just shouldn't. It's just I can't be bothered with it. The moment people start like doing the politicking game, I just every now and again, like you hear people try and politic, I just stand up and walk out the room. I can't be fucked. Just do your job, cunt.
Perfect.
Can I say that word as well?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I endorse that word highly.
Exactly.
Yanks hate that word. Fuck.
Yeah,
They do, don't they?
But
Very
like, in
shocking.
America.
But like, for us, it's like a
Australians
terrible
and
endearment. Like, do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, we
yeah.
fucking like, yeah, you're a good cunt.
Yeah.
And then there's fucking.
Swearing in general, people are a bit like,
Yeah.
and you're like,
in
oh, sorry.
America.
British, sorry.
Alright, keep with AEW before I shift gears to New Japan, which is what I actually give a fuck about. Kenny Omega had some really
jeez.
potent words for you in an interview with Fightful. He said he knew you and Jay White would be the next top foreigners for New Japan. But then he kind of offered you some compliments, turned those compliments backhanded.
No, it's belittling. I don't like. He's only doing it because of like the interview side of things. Obviously, he's got to like try and save face and like try and put. But like you clearly saw his true colours there. He wanted to bury me, and obviously he couldn't. And this comes from like a long line of things, and like even speaking of the AEW things, like, and this is only because I hang around with the boys afterwards, and we're all like smoking and like talking shit, and like apparently the room was as I was meant to be there like a year ago.
Right.
Like, and just like doing some stuff like just Forbidden Door stuff, but somebody's putting a block on it, and it doesn't take two and two to realise like who it is. The one person that's not been there for a while, and all of a sudden I'm welcoming with open arms. So there's all that going on, but like this whole thing has generated from back in 2019. It was like Kenny's last match, and I guess he wanted Ibushi out there seconding with him, and I fucking blew Ibushi's brains out with the fucking hidden blade.
Okay, yeah.
And he's like super fucking mad at me. Like he's like, and the thing is, like, I'm mad at myself when those situations happen because like I don't want to fucking brain somebody, but like it's an illegal wrestling move. I'm allowed to do it. We're allowed to do blows to the back of the head. We're allowed to do 12 to 6s downwards. But like this is a 9 to 3 elbow strike. Like I'm allowed to do it. But obviously the repercussions of that is he got knocked the fuck out, and it was a really bad concussion. Now since then, myself and Ibushi, like we had actually gone out for drinks. I mean, we don't talk anymore. But like after that point, we've gone out for drinks. I've gone out for meals with him, and like we're fine. But like Kenny's still just butthurt because of an accident, and it's like be all and end all. Like he can think what he wants about me, but the motherfucker's just he's honestly just such a little bitch. He's just the same person when he's like, oh, I grew up after 6 to 7 5-star matches. It's like, no, you didn't, you cunt. You're still fucking looking on. You vanity search your fucking name on Twitter to see what everybody says about you, and when it's all bad, you're fucking crying the corner of your fucking £1 million ass that you fucking got, and you're still fucking bothered by some cunt who's just doing some wrestling matches and trying to help out not only the British team but the Japanese team, because I'm not a fucking idiot when it comes to my own company. We got hit hard by the fucking pandemic, but like, does that mean that I'm taking a fucking day off? No, I'm working my fucking arse off to bring it back, because that's what you fucking said to do. This is the reason why I don't like Kenny, and like I think this is where some people can fucking relate to something along these lines. Because when you say something to me and you look me in the eye and you fucking speak to me, like when you talk to me and you tell me this and then you go behind to fans and you talk differently, like that's where we have a fucking problem. Like, and the worst thing is you have my number. If we've got a fucking problem, you can call me and we can fucking talk about this. But I ain't got nothing to say to him. Like, be all and end all. It was just like, I'm sure if we was in the same fucking room, I'd slap him. And that's just like. And the worst thing is like people are gonna listen to this and be like, oh, like they're building up to something. We're not building up to fucking anything. He's a cunt. Like, be all and end all is just like, I will fucking slap that boy. And like, just remind him you're a fucking 40-year-old man. Like, and you're fucking fragile, bro. You really want to fucking get with me? Like, I'll fucking end you, mate.
How do you feel in regards of like
the comments?
The words, the right choice was Jay White. How do you feel like in regards
that's
to where
his
Jay
opinion.
is?
Like, that's his opinion, and be all and end all. Like, I fucking love watching Jay stuff. It's like real good, but in terms of this athletic, athletic, that's not the one. That was athleticness. Athleticism. That's the one. Sorry. Once again, I didn't get into wrestling because I'm a word poet, believe it or not. Like, my brain's fried from all this. But there's like me and Jay offer different things. Like, Jay can talk on this microphone, he's proper well educated, and like, do you know what I mean? I'm dyslexic as fuck, I've got ADHD, I'm on the spectrum for autism, but I'm like bell to bell, no one can fucking touch me. Bruv, like, be all and end all, it was just like that match with Shingo, 46 minutes in silence, and I still got them fucking roaring and clapping and going for it. And obviously, like, Jay's fucking, that when he said to people, start making a noise, it was making noise. It was like, who knew? You just had to tell him. But like, that's the thing, it's like, it's Kenny's opinion, and it doesn't butt hurt me at all. It's just like one of these things where just like, alright, he's the main guy right now, like, I've got an opportunity right now as the US champion to make that title more meaningful than the world title right now. So then we're going to see who's going to be like putting on the better matches, the stellar stories, and like one of those lines. And I'm sure myself and Jay, there's some weird type of respect there, but there's also some type of underlying, like, in a heartbeat, like, if I could fuck him up, I would. Like, it just is what it is. It's business at the end of the day. But like, in terms of Kenny, like, your opinion's not needed around these parts, and it's just like, just know that when you talk shit, it does get back to me, and just be aware that there's people in your workplace that are talking shit about you as well, mate. So maybe you're not coming off smelling roses as you think you are.
Strong words, man. All right, I want to move on to New Japan because,
finally.
Yeah, sorry, it's what I'm here for.
Sorry, Tony, I don't work for you, bruv.
The G1's coming up, but before we get into that, I know you're a big advocate of Joshi Wrestling. Of course, New Japan and Stardom have announced the joint show. The joint show, I'm so excited for it. Obviously, they're both under the Bushiroad banner. Utami Hayashishita has already said she wants to team up with Naito and she wants to face Okada. But Will Ospreay at this New Japan Stardom show, who do you want to team up with most from Stardom?
Azumi.
I thought you'd say that.
Yeah, it's like, mate, you just got to understand. Unreal. No, unreal, but like, you got to understand from my perspective of just like, and I first met her, so I remember my first time over in Japan, I think Tony was there and Viper was there, Tony Storm, Viper. And the first time I ever met her, like, I think she was like 14 years old.
Yeah, she was
like, and then obviously when my ex was in Stardom, like, I would come down to the dojo and I'd help teach her, and Azumi I would actually like actively help teach and like do some stuff with her. Same as Starlight Kid as well, but like I don't know what it is, but I feel like I had like a more of a bond with Azumi, and to the point where now, like, she was just like, she would call me dad and I would call her daughter. And it's the little things like that where I'm just I'm seeing her grow up in front of my eyes, and I'm just like, oh God, like, you're gonna be such a star, and you have no idea. So just like one of those ones where I feel like if I could obviously pick, like, I don't even know if I'm on the show once again, like, New Japan don't tell me fuck all. But like, obviously if that could be the case, I'd love to team up with my daughter and just, we'd go out there and just do the best. We could be like the high speed family or whatever, I don't know. But like, that'll be lovely.
Who would you want to face from Stardom most if you're teaming?
Who's annoying? Oh, do you know what? I'd love to get in the ring with someone who could actually like batter me, like Shuri.
Yeah.
Batter me, love. Like, I'd love that. I'd love for you to kick the fuck out of me, because in that way, like, after you keep kicking the fuck out of me, I mean, am I allowed to then go back then? So, it would probably be like fucking men versus men and women versus women, but you know,
I
like,
hope not.
I don't know, like it's just Japan, but like I mean, if you really want to go into like the heart, when I did the Cutter on B, like the
Oh yeah, of course,
the
reaction.
drama
Yeah,
that came with that, more from like the Gaijin community, the Japanese fans, kind of were just like, oh shit, like what's going on here, and they actually bited into the story. But like I don't know, like I don't know where Japan pro wrestling will sit on that, especially Bushiroad, like contact between men and women. But like, it's me, I could just probably do it and then just get told off and then like pay whatever fine that I've got to pay and then just waddle on my merry way.
Ask for forgiveness rather than permission.
Exactly, like I'd rather do that.
And then this, you might have the same answer here of Azumi, but if you could have Stardom wrestlers join United Empire, I know you talked about previously having a Joshi third like section of United Empire. Who would you want in the...
So like obviously Azumi would be like the main one. Like if I could get Arisa back, because I did a lot of work with Arisa as well. Like we I've got countless of stories of like going out with her, like and she's getting smashed and I've got to look after her. like just got
It's such a shame she had to retire. So.
No, it's honestly it's like a proper shame, and just like it's neck issues, right? I think it was the main thing. I've seen her doing some stuff, like she was doing, but it's like more of like an acting style of pro wrestling.
Right, okay.
Like it's like it's got these like ludicrous, like oh she's a fairy or whatever.
Right,
I don't know what the gimmick is there, but she's doing stuff. But like obviously I'd love that. But like I won't lie to you and just be like I would like, if I could still do the United Empire Joshi edition, I would like to source out girls. Like, I mean, one of the people that I'd really love for it is Giselle Shaw. I just think
she's brilliant.
Just she smashes it. Like even in the country, like
she's brilliant over here now.
She really carried the Rev Pro Women's division. Like she made that her thing. Alex Wynn's doing like a smashing job now as well. So like there is like a lot of talent in the UK that I do generally think could help out there, so, and like America as well. But like because I'm a little bit tapped out with wrestling, like I don't really know who's good. But like I would love to, now that the borders are opening in Japan, like explore that, because that was an original plan. Like that was what was going to happen. We were going to have a United Empire Joshi edition. Obviously, B left to go to NXT UK, but it was just one of those things where like it's like a setback, but it still doesn't mean it can't happen. So it is just one of those things where I'm going to need to talk to him. But like I won't lie to you guys, I haven't like spoke to the Stardom portion for a while. Like I spoke to a few of them, like Zumi mainly and Utami, but like other than that, I kind of it's kind of just like it's kind of stopped there. But like I'm sure we can get the negotiations back rolling.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Another cross promotional show obviously happened earlier in the year, the Noah Wrestle Kingdom crossover show with
what the fuck went on that?
I mean,
you literally had money with me and Marufuji.
That's what I was going to ask. When are we going to get Ospreay versus Marufuji?
You literally had money on the table. Like I mean, to be fair, it sold out anyway, without announcing a single thing. But like, just I can't tell you enough like mad respect that I have for Marufuji. I've got mad respect for all the old the old dads. I mean, I don't show it, but like deep down, I do have respect for the OGs. But just Marufuji's just I just remember watching when I was like 15, 16 years old and just being like, he's so sick, and then just not even like I guess because like the world kind of like I would watch New Japan, but now it kind of like fizzled out a little bit.
Yeah.
But like I remember when I went over there to watch Marufuji and Okada, and I instantly remembered why I fell in love with Marufuji all over again. It was just like that match made me like
the G1 one or the title one?
The title one. That match, honestly, like, that was the one that, because obviously when I started coming into Japan, like my thing was like at the time I had WWE on my doorstep, TNA and New Japan. So a lot of guys obviously go like, well, maybe I should do this first to then enhance my career to then go to WWE. But then you look at what the product WWE is, and like I'm just saying it now, like I admire every single person that's doing it over there, but it is just not for me. So then watching Marufuji versus Okada, I then saw like that's what I want to do. Like that's the type of matches that I want to do and stuff like that. So Marufuji is like such a huge inspiration, and just a stand-up G. But just I can't ever go drinking with you again, mate. Like,
weren't the same person the next morning.
I've got like a photo on my phone, and it's just like what I got told is from somebody. So we were drinking sake, I think it's like. And obviously I don't want to back down because like it's like this is my hero, like do you know what I mean? I'm just smashing drinks away with him. And I got to 5 and I blacked out, and like I had to get on the train the next day, and like I got on the train and Ricochet took a photo of me, and I'm just like leaning over the guy. But then I bumped into somebody who was there, and he was just like, "You had a good time last night?" I was just like, "Yeah, man, those 5 suckers killed me." He went, "5?" And he went, "No, you did about 30. So I was like, I blacked out after 5 and kept going. And like telling stories like this is probably the reason why I had a kidney infection. So
Adds up now.
Now I just can't do it anymore. Like,
Right, the G1 Climax is coming up a couple of weeks from when we're recording. First time since 2000, it's going to be 4 blocks. You're in the D block, and I wanted to get your thoughts on your opponents heading into each of the matches. Starting off with the man you mentioned earlier, G1 Climax 30. You had a match with him, Shingo Takagi.
Was it it was actually, yeah, you are right, G130. But like, I mean, obviously that's in itself is a story. That it's just one-upmanship. Is
this is match 5.
It is about respect, no matter what. It is about like, and it's who's the better between us, and who's the one that should be carrying the flag going into the future. And all this while, it's kind of been like in big match scenarios, like this is just a block. So in block matches, like, he won that G1.
Yeah.
But in terms of big matches and where it's mattered the most, he has never been able to. Yeah, he's never been able to really do it. I'm not even going to count the G1. It's 3-0. Like, just because it didn't matter. It was like, he didn't make it. Neither did I. So it's irrelevant. The Super Juniors mattered. That was the one that was going to prepare one of us, and it did. Like, it launched me to a new fucking stratosphere. The New Japan Cup was the one that mattered, and you bottled it. And then the big one was the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match. And granted, the motherfucker injured me. Like, the guy took me off the fucking shelf, but he still couldn't beat a man with a broken back and neck. Like, that just says it all. Just like, I'm the donkey here. I'm the guy carrying this place. So like, I mean, the donkey, I'm the goat, I'm the whole fucking farm guy. This way. Pig, I'm a sex pig for sure. But like, yeah, like it is about respect, and like I think there is going to be a lot of motivation, because I think me calling him interim champ probably rubbed feathers the wrong way. So he's probably going to be coming in with this with a lot of rage and bringing that Dragon Fury, and I'm ready for it. I've been ready for it this entire time, so let's see what he's got. Yeah,
and then you've got a first time meeting with Yoshihashi, who granted might not excite many people, but he's come on leaps and bounds these last few years.
I was actually going to say, like, he has come on like a very long way, and like I always got like lovely little stories of him when I was in Chaos, and just like I'd leave like pieces of jewelry in the arena, and I completely forgot about it. And the next day he would come on the bus and he'd be like, "You left this behind," and like I stayed behind to like clean up, and I found it. I was like, "Oh man, you're good, but like we're not in the same faction anymore." So, like that's so lovely of you, but it's just like, come on, bro, you ain't got a fucking chance. Come on, man. Like,
good guy, Yoshihashi.
No, he's a sweet man. He's a sweet man, but I learned this the hard way, and just nice guys don't get the fucking rewards that they deserve. So until you fucking grow a sack, fill it with some balls, magically sprout a dick, like fucking, you need to have some balls in this business now.
Alright, and then another man, I'm less interested in Yujiro Takahashi, more interested in your thoughts on House of Torture in general, because for a long time, at least the people that I connect with as New Japan fans, they've been not enjoyable, to say the least. Not as in we don't like them, as in they just bring down the momentum of the show and things like that. I think they've come into a bit more of it now, like it's more fun and enjoyable than it was.
I think, yeah, once again, it is a cycle of like getting the crowd used to like their shtick, if you mean. But like now they're obviously like playing with it and whatever, but just like I don't have an opinion on them, which I think is the worst thing I could ever. Like, I can't even say I hate them. I can't say that I like them. I just don't acknowledge your existence.
Yeah, I imagine.
So, but like, I'm fully aware of you, Drew. Like, of course I am. I mean, like, just wish he'd bring the girls back. That's all I ask.
Yeah, Peter's been them, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all just want that back. That's the reason you're the Tokyo Pimp, dude. Like, something, Jesus. Like, even if it was like a dude called Hector. Bring him back, like, put him in a bunny suit or something.
I would love to see a dude called Hector turn up on Japan.
Yeah, dude. I'm sure if there's any Hectors out there that wants a job, at you, Drew. Like, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a cracker one.
And then
2 points.
You've got El Fantasmo, loads of history there. Of course, beat you when he first joined in his tag match.
Mm-hmm.
Had the amazing title match at King of Pro Wrestling as well, where you threw him into Gino Gambino. I absolutely love that match.
Still
It
to
doesn't
this
get enough
day,
attention.
still to this day, I love throwing people into Gino. There's something about Gino, just because he's such a large gentleman. Like, I just feel like I could throw anything at him, and just like he just absorbs it.
Yeah,
So
he does look like a big cuddly bear.
much love, boss, much love. But like, no, Phantasma and me, we've got such a long history of like even our time in the UK
Over here,
together and Rev Pro, him joining Bullet Club without me knowing, and like now it's just kind of one of those things where just like you were a junior and we were juniors, and that made us equals. But I feel like now, like, I'm just a different kettle of fish. Like, I'm an animal now. And this is your first G1, so well done. You graduated from the to the big boy table now. So in that respect, welcome. But you have bitten off far more than you can chew, brother. I mean, the Super Juniors is one thing, but you're battling guys of the same weight category. You're now in there with guys like Shingo, and you're going to need to know how to counter his offense, and to, when he brings whatever he's going to bring to the table, you need to absorb that and give back. So that's where you're going to struggle, because I don't think you've had enough of those type of matches to understand how to do them.
And then man you'd defeated in the semi-final of New Japan Cup last year, who kind of had a Cinderella story to there, David Finlay.
I mean, yeah, like Finley's a hell of a worker. I think he's a great guy. I think he's one of those type of guys that is just like born for this. Maybe lost a bit of momentum. Like, I think that's kind of one of those things. Just like, I feel like after New Japan Cup, if he was able to stay within the Japanese product, I mean, 'cause I know he's working on Strong. I mean, I've been working on Strong as well, and like an Impacts, but just like, once again, I like, for me, I don't really source my eyes out of anywhere. Like, if it comes in my direction, I'll watch it. But just like, for me, I feel like that's going to be his detriment, that he never like ran with the ball. Like, the ball was in his hands, and if he'd have kept running that little bit more, and granted there was stuff obviously prohibiting us from wanting to do that, but just the ball was in your hands, and instead you went, here you go.
No, I'm so great. After that match review, he went backstage and said he wants to make his debut in the G1 Climax. Had so much momentum, and then he kind of fell off the face of the earth for it. Because of the
but this is your chance now. Welcome to the G1. So this is going to be like a real big step. I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, I'm not a fool either. This is like my third G1.
2019.
Yeah,
after the best Super Juniors.
So like, this is my third one as well. Like, I don't know, I haven't won this damn thing. Like I think I was third in my last one that I did. So like, it's a grueling tournament, and like, the only benefit that we have is that there are less singles matches this time. So maybe, just maybe, if I can stay healthy, if I can make sure my hips aren't tight, and maybe I've got a chance of winning this thing. But as far as like Finley's concerned, like, I feel like I've got his number, and I feel like I know exactly how to counter his moveset. So I'm looking forward to getting in the ring with him again, because last time I did really enjoy it.
Yeah, and then I've saved the obvious man for last, the man who's holding your IWGP US Heavyweight Championship hostage, Hard Rock Juice Robinson.
Soft cock.
I'm not gonna do the Luke Gallows voice, but yeah, Juice Robinson.
Soft cock Juice Robinson. I mean, this is a long time coming now. Like, I mean, this is like since the United States Championship match at the 4-way, when my foot was underneath the rope, and New Japan is constantly just not reviewing the footage, and it's just one of those things where they'll happily take down GIFs, but they won't fucking look at footage of my foot underneath the ropes and doing shit about it. And it's one of those things where, like, I mean, I would happily make another championship and just bring my own United States Championship, but I think it's more just, I just want to take something from him. Like, for those who don't know, like, Juice Robinson lived in my house during the pandemic with his now blushing bride, or wife, sorry, Tony. Like, and they all lived in my house, and not at one point did that motherfucker go, hey, do you want some money for an electricity bill? Like, you know, there's like a pandemic going on, and, you know, like, we've all taken fucking pay cuts, and we're all trying to help out one another. I mean, can you, like, you know, like, throw something, mate, instead of eating all my fucking food, and then just like,
did they at least walk the dogs?
I walked the dogs, but like, they just came with, like, I mean, that's the thing. It's just, we partied, we had some fun. I've got some hilarious stories, but like, be and end all, dude. Like, you owe me money, and I'm a notorious person for getting my money. Like, I will break cunts' legs for my money, and guess what? Like, you've just got something that I just want, and just, I can't wait to just take that off of you. That's my red leather and gold, mate. So I'm going to take that off of you. And am I a big fan of the United States Championship? But like, this is now a chance. This is a chance for me to put my flag in the ground, just like Shinsuke did. Like, a lot of people said that about the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, the way I've got to do this now, I've got to put myself in that Shinsuke Nakamura mentality, and I'm going to try and like make that United States title better than the heavyweight championship. I mean, I don't know if we're going to do another double dash Tokyo Dome, right? But like, there's an opportunity there to have that championship main event. And if it was down to a fan vote, and if it was going to be between Jay White and me, like, there's going to be like a hard pitch there, because like, we're both good at what we do, but like, who's going to put on the barn burner of the match? I mean, I think that's half the challenge, but and there's no reason why if I work hard putting that United States Championship on a different platform, because I feel like it just needs some tender love and care right now.
Yeah,
I feel like
it needs a solid reign. It's been like, it's no injuries and then Juice having to.
Yeah, and I think that like a lot of people are saying the belt's cursed. I think the entire company's cursed at this point. But I think it's one of those ones where I think we do need to develop that as a solid workhorse championship. The guys that should be fighting for that championship are the guys that want to carry New Japan for the pure wrestling side of things, because I think that's just my thing. I love my company, and although that like you view me as a bad guy, and I do, and me and my guys, we are bad boys. Like, we do what we want, we're bullies, and we can firmly admit that. We've got egos bigger than the Tokyo Dome itself. But like, we do want New Japan to succeed, because if New Japan succeeds, then we're all succeeding. We just want to be at the front line of all of it. We want to be like the guys that everybody looks at. And once again, it's a slow start. I mean, when we formed the United Empire, it was like we lost our big match at Tokyo Dome, not once but twice in a row, like all of us. So like, we've got to pull ourselves back from that. But like, I ain't giving up. Like, I would manage to win a world championship because of that. And now there isn't anything I haven't done barring the G1. Like, Best of Super Juniors, done it twice. Junior title 3 times. Never. United States World, New Japan Cup. This is the last one. So like, I do have a feeling this is my time, and I want to do the bloody Goldberg. I want to have the United States, and I want to do the world title at the same time. I mean, I'd love to do that, and I think there's no one better than me right now. There's no one hitting the strides that I'm hitting. There's no one doing the miles that I'm doing. It's just like, dude, that last one, it was just like, I was in like 3 different time zones within like 7 days. So it was just like, I'm an animal. You can't do anything. It's just like, even at GCW, I'm doing like killer matches, and no one can fucking stop me, bruv.
Another man recently returned to New Japan, who you've got a lot of history with, in Kushida. How are you feeling about that?
That little onion-headed prick. Lovely. I love it.
Oh, okay.
The hair?
He does his hair. It's only because like years ago, like, I used to do the same thing, and you go, your head's shaped like an onion. I went, you're fucking head shaped like an onion.
The tables have turned.
So like, I'm happy to see him back. Like, believe it or not, I'm always happy to reignite a Loud Flame, and I think it'll be. I hope he doesn't just stay in the juniors. Do you know what I mean? Like, happily come challenge me, just because once again we put on some barn burner matches, and like, now look at me, like that like, you even think about those matches that I did back then. I was a boy. Yeah, no, I was literally a child.
Was against Kushida.
I was a child. I was 22 years old, and I was in the second biggest promotion in the world. Like, one of the longest as well. Like, how long's WWE going compared to New Japan as well?
I don't know.
Oh, God. You go back as the NWA, and then
I don't know. I mean, once Vince McMahon himself took over, it's probably after 70s, I'd say.
So like, that's
obviously,
the thing.
there was different versions of WWE, wasn't there?
Yeah, 100%. Like, but we, like, longest standing, like the system works over here. It works, and it's one of those things where, like, I do take it with a lot of pride, and like, I even look at that and just be like, oh, no wonder why I'm so fucking mentally fucked up. You gave a 22-year-old kid who's never had money before in his life a lot of money, and then look what fucking happens. So obviously, of course, the fame gets to your head and everything along those lines, and you start changing characteristics and whatever. But just like, I'm just dead looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to, like, if he is back. Like, I'm more of a mature. I'm immature as fuck. I'm an immature man. And I'm petty. I'm very petty. Like, I will fucking. I will go off a cunt for like the littlest things, but like Kushida, I've got the massive amounts of respect for, and if it was a chance to do our match 1-on-1 again, I can only imagine how good it's going to be.
Yeah, 100%. I'm so excited he's back. Obviously, United Empire, you built this incredible group and it spans the globe, all the guys that you've recruited. I loved Aussie Open that you've had. They've been on AEW. You know, we've been watching them IPF for so long. They've been so fucking good. Like, so long overdue.
Yeah.
And they're going to change the entire tag team scene once they eventually get on that fucking plane to Japan.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for it for years to happen now.
Yeah, trust me and you both, bro.
And like, you know, you've got a really solid group now. You've got juniors, obviously Akira and TJP reaching on the tag titles, and you've got your set of heavyweights. Are you still planning to expand, or is this like the base at least?
I think this is the base for now. Like, if I was going to add, like, I'd add only like two more guys. Like, if I was going to add like one more junior, like, just because with TJ and Akira. Like, I mean, TJ, I would like to see go for the junior heavyweight championship. Akira needs more time, and that's just going to come with more years of him being around me.
22, isn't it?
Exactly,
like,
and that's and I think that's why a lot of people, and like even in the group, like, and I'll happily say this, were like, "Why did you pick him?" And I was just because I see a lot of myself in him. A lot of people didn't want to give me the credit that I was due, and like they could see the ability, but they didn't want to give a chance. And like that's where I'll give Okada praise, where he took a gamble paid off, and man, I'm a gambling man. I think Akira's going to do wonderful things. He just needs more time. So like if I was going to put anyone forward for like to challenge for the junior heavyweight championship, it's got to be TJ in that respect. The man's X division, cruiserweight.
Yeah.
He's just a next level technician in the ring. And there's no one better for Akira to be learning under with TJ. He's so good. They're obviously having their breaks doing the indies now because now it's this heavyweight season.
Yeah.
But when we all get back, like hopefully it will actually be the entire crew, like all of us: Hanare, Okan, Cobb, Aussie Open, Akira, TJ, and myself. And then so that's the bit. I'd have like one more junior at the best, just to give us a little bit more of an advantage. Especially when it comes to the Super Juniors, but other than that, nothing more really to add in my group. I think we've just got like I don't want to use elite because I obviously them, but just got like a good crew of just top level pro wrestlers, and just I can't think of anyone better like to bring in right now. Maybe Hook. That's it.
Oh, that's interesting.
No, Taz and me got along good, and I saw those two talking a little like backstage. I went, "When's your boy coming over to Japan?" I looked after him, and just like I don't know if Hook's face was a mixture of fear of coming over to Japan and having me look after you, and if you know, any of the night out stories that Will Ospreay has ever taken somebody to Roppongi, and yes, they probably have not come back the same person. However, they might have become a little bit of a better wrestler, just because we're probably fighting in the streets most of the time. But other than that, it was like very complimentary, and I love that guy. I love Hook. I love the whole aura about it. So I'd love to bring him in. It'd be like jokes to have him a part of it. So if he wants in, go on, I'll look after you, bro.
It's interesting looking at you as the leader of the United Empire. It's really interesting to think about your journey to the Will Ospreay that you are today. There was a really funny clip going around Twitter recently where it was you and the best friends backstage.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And they were calling you a supporting character. You make up to main cast soon.
That's my villain origin story.
And I watched that and it made me laugh, and I was like, wow, what a journey we've gone on. And then it took me to watching your match with Okada when you finally called it quits on Chaos. How would you describe that journey from the Will Ospreay you were to the Will Ospreay you are now?
But like, it's hard because I would say that I was very naive in a sense, because I was happy being a junior. I need to put this out there. Like, I was happy being a junior heavyweight. The majority of it is because Kenny left, Bucks left, Cody left. There was a huge opening for somebody to step up. And me just winning the never openweight title, I mean, I think a lot of people's eyes then, like other than Kenny, of course, did direct over to me, because I somewhat wrestle very similar to Kenny, so maybe I could have stepped in those shoes. So there's a part that I had to grow up, and in a weird way, like I do put down like a little bit of like my attitude change when I did debut the Hidden Blade. I think that kind of changed a lot about my persona and how I'm not just a flyer anymore. Like I can really do some damage, and like I've got this weird power behind like my strikes and my chops, and it's just come naturally. And like I never used to work out, I never used to go to the gym because I couldn't afford it. I'll be honest with you. Like when I started coming to Japan, like everyone was going to the gym, I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm doing this right. Like, but like as I did a little bit more research, I started talking to Yestin about things, about changing my body, and it's one of those things where like I saw what I want. And I never, like, as a junior, I was fine being a junior. I understood that I could probably never be in a Tokyo Dome main event. But then as I started getting bigger and I started beating guys like Ibushi, like that is gonna give a little bit of confidence my way. And I like, instead of being shy about it, I should pat myself on the back and like, because we are a critical group. We don't talk ourselves up, but like, I'm not even 30, and like, I've done more than anyone, like literally anyone, like, and even to like my extent that my parents didn't believe, like, I mean, they supported me, and I've got nothing but love for my mum and dad. Do anything for you guys. You need that barrel and you need that plant moved, I'll move that for you. Remember that. But this, like, it's one of those things where like, I'm a bit of a cheeky chappy, but like I do have an arrogance about me, and I do have a confidence about me, and like, I'm not afraid to say it. Like there's no reason for me to hide it. There's no reason for me to tell a lie and say I've got an attitude problem. I have got an attitude problem because I should be in the top 5 in the world, but people keep ignoring me, and it's one of those things where it does drive me a little bit insane, and it's one of those ones where I've proven it time and time again. You've put me in any situation, top guy, bottom guy, hands in his pockets, and I deliver. I'm the fucking UPS man. I deliver every single time. So why couldn't I not be in that like world title picture? And the only thing that was going in my head is my big brother standing in my way. So like in that sense, you've got to go, and I've got to go on my own feet. And there's a guy that hates Okada just as much as like, no, I don't hate. I just wanted him out of the way. Because the moment he's gone, I succeeded. I mean, look at that New Japan Cup. I mean, he got injured. He had a back injury. And the moment he's injured, I succeeded. So this is where it comes into fruition, where I know what I got to do. And one of these days, it's going to happen. I went down at Wrestle Kingdom, and that's going to eat alive of me for fucking ages. But the one thing I can take away from that is that it's always been one Rainmaker, 1, 2, 3. That time it kicked out. And it's dangerous to know that I'm getting stronger, you're getting weaker, I'm not even 30 yet. That's fucking scary. Like, so I don't know if that answered your question.
No, I think it does. I think it does. A lot about your journey and the opportunity and striking at the right time.
Yeah, but like a lot of the things is just like you gave like an immature child money and exposed him to fame that he's never fucking seen before. I was on ESPN Sports Center as like a 23-year-old doing fucking handspring backflips, and it's just like, you don't train people for this type of shit. Like, and I can sit here and say like, I've made so many fucking mistakes, so many, and I've literally grown up in front of everybody. Like, you've witnessed me. Like, I didn't even know how to shave my fucking beard. Like, do you know what I mean? I've had to learn that by like fucking YouTube tutorial fucking videos. Like going to fucking like, and that's the thing, a lot of people like, they just see me who's probably never struggled a day in his life and fucking reached to the top, and it's just, I'm like, it's been a fucking constant struggle, it's been a constant battle, but it is just be all and end all. Like, I fucking weathered any fucking storm, and I'm here because everyone in the office knows everything they need to know about me, and all my co-workers know that I'm one of the best around, and it's about time I got those praise. It's about time that people started putting the respect on my name, because no matter what, like, I go to fucking GCW and I've got everyone fucking talking. I make stars out of people, so it's now time for me to ascend to my throne.
I mean, talking about GCW, of course, you had that match recently with Nick Wayne, absolutely incredible. And he's very open about being inspired by you. You know, how does it feel to have young wrestlers like Nick Wayne now look up to you and, you know, want to emulate your style?
I mean, obviously, I would say to him, get better heroes. I mean, I'm not the guy that I like. I don't know, like stuff like that is very humbling because, like, I felt the exact same way about AJ Styles, and I got to get in the ring with AJ Styles, and that meant the world to me. And I think like it's those little moments of like I actually was human then. So to look at somebody and like I knew what I had to do the moment I walked into that building. Like I had to be fucking Will Ospreay. I had to be the cunt I am. But like he's gonna understand this years from now when somebody's inspired by Nick Wayne to become a pro wrestler. You do have to beat the fuck out of them, and you do need to have that sense that I'm in danger, because then you're going to grow from that. But in terms of just like it just even looks like me, dude. Like, but like honestly, like I can just be real for a fucking second. Like it was just it get me so emotional looking over, and it was like looking at a younger me, and I was excited back then. I was like, nothing could go wrong. There was no evil in the world. Like I'm just having fun and wrestling, and like there is an evil down there, and a lot of the time I've shot myself in the foot, and I'm open and I'm honest about all those things. Like I wish like being honest, I wish he didn't have Twitter. I wish he didn't make me so much money, right? I really do wish that, because I feel like a lot of people have like deferred from me because of some of the things that I have done. And I wish, like, if there's this one thing that I could actually just beg of AEW, because I know they've got him under like some type of apprentice deal.
Yeah, I think once he hits, they've signed him, but the contract doesn't like kick in until he's 18, I think.
And like, I'm sure he's more mentally screwed on than I am. Like I'm like, I've got no excuses other than like I'm a fucking idiot. But just like, I really do hope somebody there, like anybody, just fucking looks after that kid. Because like the shit that I've seen and gone through, it's not nice. Like there have been days where I don't want to fucking wake up. Do you know what I mean? And I know this is like was taking a fucking turn for the worse, but it's just like I looked at him and it instantly like kicked in these weird fucking emotions, and I want him to be looked after. And then it helps as well because I was looking at him and I look up and his mum is staring at him. And just one of those things where just like, I love my fucking mum. I love my mum. I'll protect, like, honestly, if anyone done any harm to my mum, like, I'll throw this contract away. Like, I'll happily do 25 years for like fucking murdering someone if they ever hurt my mum. So like looking at him and the mum, how much support the mum has for him, and then finding out his story about his father passing and stuff along those lines, it's just like, he's just like a kid, and he's being like thrown in the deep end with like fucking Billy Goat, but like I just hope, I really, really hope that somebody just puts him underneath his arm and just guides him and just makes sure he doesn't make any of the mistakes that I have made, because that is where like I could have done without the headache. And I hope to God that he like becomes nothing like me, and he is just Nick fucking Wayne. Like,
well, I want to do a complete 180 for something very serious to Great O'Khan, because he has become
the greatest fucking wrestler of all time.
Exactly, he's become the...
We need to fucking inspire to be like this. I've got some fucking photos on my phone.
This is what I mean. He's in Las Vegas riding giant penises. He's
grabbing asses consensually,
posting pictures on Instagram where he said he's with a porn star. He's become the greatest wrestler of all time. And did you foresee Great O'Khan becoming massive internet dog?
This is what I was going to say to you as well, and I completely forgot when you said leader of the United Empire. I hate the term leader.
Yeah.
Like, founder, I'm happy to say that, but like, I'm not a leader in by any sense. Like, I mean, I'll happily guide. It's more like whoever's got the ball, we'll have them run and we'll play defense. So like, if, for example, if Jeff wanted to go for the world title, I'll happily play defense for Jeff, but if like going into war with Jeff, it's like going into war with a rhinoceros. Like,
he's so funny.
But like when it comes to O'Khan, like I always go, no, if anyone's a leader, it's him. Like, we should be following this man's lead. Like, we should be grabbing asses consensually, riding dicks, like fucking, like we should just be enjoying life and being surrounded by these things. And just like he just seems to just, I don't know, I guess he just come out of nowhere just because he comes with the scary teeth, the suit, kind of looks like a mafia dude. And And then he's just saving children from being like touched by old dudes, and then just like, I guess that's just gravitated women towards him or something. I have no idea, but just what a G, what an actual G. Like, so the Great Okan is my hero.
There's nothing not unique about him. Like, it's very rare you see someone completely original in everything they do.
Yeah.
Like, it's a
It's
joy.
just so funny to go from him being on excursion here, like Rev Pro. I seldom miss your show, especially your call. And you know, yeah, he's doing the whole gimmick. Obviously, debuted at Milton Keynes and everything, and now seeing this person that's on
It's been
social
like
media.
4
It's
years
like,
now, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
it was like 4 years a little while ago.
I think it was 3 or 4 years, like yesterday, maybe.
Yeah, so
'cause
like
I've
in
done
4
my
years,
tweets.
imagine that day that all you guys saw him for the first
Yeah, I was,
time, like stumbling around, he's doing this thing,
It was like a
being
big
like,
mystery.
this guy's a trendsetter now. Like, I want to follow your lead. Like, honestly, I'm going to Japan Thursday. I'm just going to hit him up, just being like, what are we doing today? Like, I'm following you. Like, whatever your lead is, I'm fucking right here. Like,
Talking about British wrestling and Rev Pro, you went onto a bit on Twitter actually to say, you know, when the scene was on its back, you're one of the few that has stuck around. You know, I thought the scene looked pretty big during the pandemic because so many guys had up and left.
Battered.
Yeah, exactly. But so many guys have come to the forefront. Mark Loke, who of course you had the amazing match at your call with. Chris Ridgway is now the NOAH GHC Junior Tag Champion, Progress Champion. He's absolutely incredible. Luke Jacobs is the Atlas Champion. He's great in Rev Pro as well. Sunshine Machine. Alex Windsor's going to TJPW.
Doug Williams came back as well, like to help out as well.
Connor
So it's like-
Mills, Jonathan Maloney. Like, there's so many guys that were always good, but now they've got the opportunity to be more at the forefront. What are your thoughts on the scene at the moment? Because you are like easily the top guy who has stuck around.
It's one of those things where just like obviously with me it kind of like I grew up in the boom period, like I was in that like spotlight, and we'll be honest, the scene got fucking torn apart.
Mm-hmm.
The scene got torn apart. We don't need to mention it, we all know what it is, right? The scene got torn apart, and it broke my fucking heart, because a lot of the guys that fucking needed to fucking stay and like to put, and like I'm sure if it was down to a lot of people I would have fucking gone as well, but like I stayed. I fronted everyone out just like I did fucking every single time. I front out all the fans. You guys know where I am, like well in advance. You know where I am. Like I'd happily talk to people about any of this fucking situation, but like if I'd have fucking left, I don't know what the scene would look like. And like there are guys that need teaching. They need to be like taught. They need to understand, because right now everyone's now on the same level. And like the reason why we got good, like our lot, is because I was facing guys like Ricochet, who's like the top PWG guy. I don't even know what the top PWG guy looks like now, because like do you?
Is Bandito still the champion?
No,
I'm not sure.
I don't know who the champ is, but like that's the thing. So like there isn't those top level indie guys anymore. So all of them, and this is once again, this isn't me trying to attack NXT UK either. A lot of them signed and they got money, good for them. But like where we needed you guys is to fucking come on the scene and do some matches and like just put in the fucking work. A lot of you guys has profited from it and then tucked your tail between your legs and fucked off. Like we needed guys, and that's the thing. It's just everyone from the Rev Pro locker room, and this is the thing, like I'll happily like talk about this if you want me to, but like the Progress locker room I don't acknowledge. Like I don't look at that Progress locker room, I look at the Rev Pro locker room only, just because that's where I'm working, more or less. And obviously I've got like the heat with Progress, but like me and Lee are talking, we're happy on those type of things. But just like where it comes to the Rev Pro locker room, like I love Andy because like he's not a spineless promoter as one of them. Is like that's the thing, when it comes to Andy, you get what you get. And like he's honest and he's open about everything, and you want to ask him a question, he's on it straight away. There's no like grey area with him. It's literally just black and white. Here's what's going to happen, and you just fucking do it. The locker room, when it comes, he's brought back the Aussie Open boys. They had no interest in coming back. They had no interest in coming back. Yeah, no, so am I. But like, look at the fucking stellar tag matches that have been happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at the scene does lie a lot on their backs as well. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
like guys like Driller Dan Malone, who was on his way anyway with the Fight Club matches, and obviously that fucking shit happened there. And instead of like moaning or like doing anything about it. I could have been this. He just gets back in there and grafts, and he's doing All Star for fuck's sake. Like he doesn't need to do it, but he does it because he wants to fucking grind. He wants to be the best wrestler going. Luke Jacobs, man, I've got nothing but lovely things to say about that kid. That's going to be a special kid.
Yeah.
Hopefully as well, like Ethan gets back on because I love the young guns. Like fucking, like I mean, Bill and Endor. Like we've obviously got a heat with them, but just pardon me, but like just a stellar tag team that the scene could seriously rely on. Ridgeway's come on leaps and bounds. Obviously he's not a Rev Pro guy, but like I always keep my eye on Ridgeway, and like I'm glad that he's like got like a kind of good spot with Noah as well. Like it seems to like, and that's the thing is a lot of the guys I do feel like could benefit from going on tours or like doing wrestling around the place.
Alex Windsor's gone over Rio recently. Had
like honestly,
TJPW as well.
The Alex Windsor one, like that's so important.
Oh, of course.
Just because with everything that's gone around, that's a success story. That's a story that needs to be told. How strong that woman is. That's a woman. Do you know what I mean? That's a fucking woman. So like, fair play to her. Hope she's going to enjoy herself out there. Who else is like? I haven't seen that you said. Connor Mills and Mike Walker, of course. And Michael just like, I mean, look, Bill and Endor like, no, I shouldn't put my hands on his missus and dragged her over a fence and like threatened to cave her head in and all those things. But just like in terms of like I had my kidney infection. I was meant to be in the main events with Suzuki. By the way, that venue sold out. 1,200 people in York Hall.
Yeah, we were.
And I didn't even show up. So like, thank you, kidney infection that way. But like, I wish I could tell you all the stuff that was going on with that. But like, what a guy to have in your roster. Like, you literally just put the Ospreys down and you put up a Batman signal and fucking Mike Woku appears. Like, it's literally Batman for our group. So like, whatever you want, he'll do it. And he'll go leaps and bounds doing it. Connor Mills is like coming on leaps and bounds and just like, that's the thing. You look at that Rev Pro locker room, and at first when we done those empty arena shows, I think a lot of people were kind of like, don't know if we're going to enjoy this. But this is a case of Andy sticking by his boys, sticking to the story that he wanted to portray, and coming through with it. And one more person that I will mention, and he's paining me ass, but Ricky Knight Jr. My look,
still calling you out every time.
Yeah, of course he is, but just like, I respect it. I do respect it, but like Bill and Endor is just kind of like, we're just on different levels. That's it. That's it. We're just on different levels. But just, I look at that roster, and the way I see it is, if I have my last match tomorrow, it's in safe hands, and that's all I ask for. But like, I don't plan on leaving the scene anytime soon. I know, sorry to a lot of people that would love me, but like, for me, it is important to me that the thing that I helped nurture and grow into British wrestling, and I don't give a fuck, like I was a massive fucking part of it, huge part of it, and I don't want to see it in the ashes anymore. Like, we will rebuild it. It's going to take time. It's gonna take some new promotions to start up again, because I was even saying this to the Aussie Open boys. Like 2019, I remember we did a show on Tuesday, we had a break Wednesday, done another show Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then somebody had a show Monday. Yeah, so it was just like
every day of the week. At one point,
and like, and now we understand the market is a bit down because pandemic, everyone's lost their jobs, and everyone's like trying to find their feet. There are guys that like used to be here, they're not here anymore, and they need to go away. Like, so in that respect, like it's going to need some like risk takers. It's going to need some people to like step up. It's going to be hard, but the reward will be so much sweeter than one day where I can finally go, right, I don't think I'm needed anymore, so I can just stick to just doing New Japan. Thank you. Like, other than that, but like, I love that crew. I love all that Rev Pro roster. I'm so happy to be a part of that roster, and like I'll always praise Andy. And I'll always say, like, because Andy's the guy that got me to New Japan, so I'll always put like respect on his name, and I'll always say like that's what promoters should look like, just black and white. This is what we're doing. If you don't like it, fuck off elsewhere. But like, if you want, we can talk about it. I love promoters like that. I think it just needs to be done.
Yeah, no, well, Rev Pro is my main UK promotion, 100%. First show I went to 2014, it was you and Paul Robinson, Swords of Essex versus Inner City Machine Guns.
Shout out to my brother.
That was my first independent show outside the WWE, but it blew my fucking mind seeing you and Ricochet flipping around the ring for the first time. And I've missed like one York Hall show in like 8 years since. But
Thanks very much for support.
they're celebrating their 10th anniversary in August. 2 big back-to-back shows at York Hall. Cannot wait to see
Back-to-back Billy Goat matches.
Yeah, fingers crossed. But what you've been with them for long before 2014 at least. What are your favourite matches or moments in that time? Because you've gone from having 2 out of 3 falls match with Matt Sydal for the cruiserweight title, headlining against AJ Styles for the heavyweight title.
Yeah.
You've faced everyone and anyone at York Hall.
Yeah, I mean, York Hall's my venue, I guess, and but I mean, yeah, like you said, I think a lot of it, like my story has been well and truly told through RevPro.
Yeah.
I mean, like I came face to face with Matt Sydal, like, what was it, his week after leaving WWE or something like that? Like, maybe a month, maybe. Yeah. But I was his first guy outside of that WWE bubble, and that was a huge learning experience. Then after that, I was against AJ Styles, who at the time was the heavyweight champ for New Japan. And that's my hero, dude. That's like literally the sole reason I got in the ring. Like, so that for me was just like, if the curtain closed, I'd be I'm happy. And then finally overcoming Matt Sydal in a 2 out of 3 falls barn burner. Coming this close to beating AJ.
You had the match with Liger where you was in a black Liger costume as well.
I mean, yeah. It's a real cheap, shitty shit. So it's like, I want to have fun. And like, for Liger especially, it was just going like, I just want to fucking have fun with the geezer. He's like, do you know what I mean? He's having all these hard matches. People are giving him pole drivers off the second rope. So I'm like, nah, fucking Liger. And then obviously, I think it is just a case of this. I think the main one was winning that heavyweight title because it was like a sold out York Hall start off with. Like a jam-packed one as well, and I think everyone saw
the last show before the pandemic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the last show. I even remember coming on the plane and they was talking about COVID.
Yeah,
and like, well, I was like, just keep going. But like, I can't do enough like the emotions that I felt with that one, just because it was like I'd looked around.
You had your trainers there as well.
Trainers in my corner, Greg and Gary in my corner, against Zach, who was like, obviously like Zach's now. Was in the position that I guess now I'm now in as kind of like one of the British wrestling. I don't want to say locker room leaders at all because I'm not a leader at all, but just I got a guy you can come to and give solid advice, and he's not going to beat around the bush because I'm mad autistic, so you can't get mad at me when I tell you the truth. So I love saying that now. Every time someone gets mad at me, I'm just like, look, I'm mad autistic. I'm mad autistic, so like you can't. Like I've got it in here somewhere. But like I love using that. But like having that and my mum and dad being in there, and like my mum and dad have supported me throughout everything. Like they didn't believe in this dream.
Your dad used to be at the back selling merch.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. My dad misses coming down. Like I'm sure my dad wants to come down and say hello to people again, but like and probably start fights with people where I have to finish it. But just be aware and end all. I'm happy to be doing this journey. I'm happy to still be here. I'm happy to still be relevant, and like that locker room is just. This scene is very important to me. It's a weird love letter and it's a weird loyalty to this scene. I don't want to see it on the ground anymore. I want it to be back up and thriving. I saw like a couple new promotions. I think there's Riot. I saw that.
Sov Pro is one of them.
Sov Pro as well. 1PW's back as well. And just kind of like and a lot of people they'll have their backs up along these lines. But just like I feel like we need more of this happening, because the more this can happen, the more people are gonna like put on matches and thrive. And what we do really need is people outside of England coming in and delivering bar banners like
exports.
Like your Keith Lee's came over and faced Ishii, your Chris Heroes and the rest of them. It's like that's what we need right now. So I guess for now I'm that guy.
Yeah, no, 100%. All right, we've spoken enough wrestling for the most part, because the reason this interview came about was because of the Wrestling's Boys. You've done an amazing interview with them. Absolutely love them guys. And you spoke quite a bit about Spider-Man. You kind of went in depth.
Don't, I'll cry.
I dropped you a response on Twitter and said, could we do an interview where we talk all about Spider-Man? And
I'll cry.
DM'd you, and here we are. So let's talk a bit about Spider-Man. I've got a Spider-Man tattoo taken up my sleeve, my arm.
That's commitment.
Dude, I haven't got a single tattoo, so I admire that.
But let's talk Spider-Man. Do you remember the first time you ever saw Spider-Man, and like why and when he became such a big deal for you?
I can't remember like exact age, but I know it was on Fox TV. Like, because when we had Sky, there was like Cartoon Network, and then there was like Fox. It was like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, then Fox, then Disney. I think it was. Like, so then I watched that, and it was the the animated series. So like, that's the first time I ever saw the guy playing Spider-Man, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I didn't really read the comics at that point because I can't read. Fucking dyslexia kicks in mad. But like, so I was infused by the cartoons. I love cartoons back then. And then when Toby played Spider-Man, and just the way that they filmed it, the way that he portrayed, I think he was kind of the perfect Peter Parker for me. He wasn't cool. He was a fucking nerd,
Big time.
but like, and he was very vulnerable. So that's kind of why like I enjoyed him as like Peter Parker. And then obviously whatever happened, like, people can give me shit all they fucking want, right? I didn't mind 3. I just think you guys just overkilled it. That's it. I think you just gave all the supervillains where you could have like just reined back a little bit. But like, I didn't mind it, and I want to hit this in a match. I want to hit that.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah,
I
bust out some
I
salsa.
want to shoot someone off back elbow. Like, I want to hit that. So I'm gonna. There we go. I'm gonna get that in the G1 somewhere. But so, like Andrew, and like that's the thing. Like Andrew played such like a cool, unique Peter Parker, where I kind of was just like, okay, like I can see that being like a modern day, like kind of that is your everyday kid now, right? Because I mean, especially in America, maybe, but like I do see kids playing on skateboards, but they're kind of like tall, they're skinny, they wore like he's not really skinny, but he's like defined it in his own way. But like, he was so like cool, and then I didn't really see the vulnerability until Amazing Spider-Man 2, where I feel like, I always say this to the boys, like when we get smashed and watch wrestling or like watch films, like I put on that scene of where he's lost his girlfriend and the kid steps in to face Rhino and he's wearing the suit. And just like what I said when I was in the ring with Nick Wayne looking at me, like when that kid turns around, he sees Spider-Man, and I was like, that's fucking pro wrestling. That's literally what we're doing. We're fucking inspiring kids to like, oh fucking, I've got to do the right thing. I've got to stand up because no one else is going to do it. And even though this kid has no powers or anything, he's staring up to a fucking rhinoceros man. Like, and it's like, so like straight away, like that's when I was like real invested in Andrew, because it was just kind of like, that's his vulnerability side. He's fucking destroyed emotionally.
I mean, you got invested in him in like the last minute of his final film until No Way Home as well.
No, but like, to be fair, like, I was invested, but like the character, and it was like, that's where like it kind of really hit. It's like he's going through shit, and we can all fucking relate to that. We can all relate how we're going through shit, and we're still fucking pushing through for the right thing. We're doing that, and then when Toby came, Tom Holland, sorry, fucking hell, I'm getting them all mixed up. 3 of the cunts, 4 of you including me. But like, and the way he's so likeable. He hits the mark every single time, and just I think that scene in No Way Home where he hugs the pair of them, and he's trying to say, I think we're all trying to say it because we've all grown up watching Spider-Man. Like, and it's only hitting me now because of where I am as a man. I'm looking at somebody like age 3 who is like trying to do the Spider-Man stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, you're going through the same emotions that I went through when I fucking liked Spider-Man. And he's like, and it's from that age, and I've grown up, and my love for Spider-Man still hasn't changed.
Yeah, same.
And it's like now I get to watch somebody else's journey into like loving Spider-Man as well, and I think that's so mind blowing. It's like one of those weird. If I was high, I'd be like, this is so fucking sick. If you think about it like that, and that's how I do think about it. It's just you look into the detail of it, and it is just like I can relate to Batman, I can relate to Superman, I can relate to Spider-Man. I can relate to putting on the mask and doing the right thing and like trying your best and whatever. And I just think that's just being human sometimes. And I think that's the thing. I almost think Spider-Man is like bigger than just being a comic book character. He's like an essential part of what it is to just be a good dude in a weird way.
Yeah, no, 100%. Right, so you've mentioned all 3 of them: Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland. Least favourite to favourite?
I'm only gonna say least favourite because like Andrew, but it's not because like he's done anything wrong at all. It's just because like I loved Toby, and like Toby's my favourite, so like Tom would be in the middle there.
Right.
But like it's just because I grew up as Toby was my Spider-Man, and I just felt like because when they brought in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, I was kind of like, oh, you're gonna get rid of like all this, like there were so many more things we could have done with Toby. Like we could have brought in Carnage. We could have like there were more things.
There was a full film plan, wasn't
there?
there?
Yeah, there was a full film plan. So like that's where I kind of sat and I was like, oh man, I would love to like. Okay, I got to settle with that. And obviously, when Tom came into the situation, I was kind of like, oh man, he's actually cool, like really likable kid. Like
he's pretty much like I've met him at Comic Cons and stuff. He's pretty much Peter Parker in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a sweetheart.
And he's just one of those guys who just like I can kind of relate to him as well because you give him a vital piece of information that don't tell anyone, and you accidentally tell fucking everyone, and you're like, oh shit, back out of this, do something like nice and cute, and just like do a good match, like fucking like one of those ones where just like so I kind of relate to that in that way. But like, dude, I can't fucking tell you enough when the rumor, like, do you remember where you were when you watched the trailer for No Way Home?
No,
like,
I remember Endgame.
I was in my room, just and I fucking started losing it because I was just like, if Goblin is there, Toby's got to be back. Yeah. And the most nonchalant pop entrance of all time, fucking Andrew bursted through a fucking gimmick,
like the mask on, takes it off.
Yeah, like the big. Toby just fucking strolls in.
Yeah.
Oh, right, and it's just like, well, this needed to be so much bigger. But like, I loved it. I think it was just fantastic. And for me, like, there was a lot of closure. I was kind of like, Andrew got his closure for catching MJ. Toby was able to save Doc Ock, and like once again steer fucking Holland away from what he did when he accidentally killed the Goblin. Not only Goblin, the guy that who killed Uncle Ben as well.
Oh, of course.
So like he fucking deferred him from like doing that, right and it's just shit like that. I'm just like, fuck, it's so engraved in my fucking DNA how much I love Spider-Man.
Such a perfect film just for fans. It was so much fan service. Like, I get critically, I've got a friend who looks at stuff quite critically and he loves these films, he's like, it wasn't great, and I'm like, yeah, but just as a Spider-Man fan, it's the fucking best thing ever. Like, nothing's gonna top that.
Yeah, nothing will top it, but like, I will say this, and like, I got a lot of heat for this from my friends. I really enjoyed Batman as well, though.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, well, the new one, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
And
I was like, I don't know if it's better than Spider-Man, or it might be better than... And then I went, I think that might have been better than but like, honestly, like, you make me choose, I'll always go Spider-Man.
Yeah,
but, like, I will say, like, the Batman one, you set the bar so high. Like, that's your first film.
Yeah.
You're gonna do more. Yeah. That's the bar. Like,
yeah.
And the worst bit is about that entire thing, because the way they shot Batman and everything, I think they can top it, and that scares me because that film was so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like,
brilliant.
I tried to get my missus to watch it, and she was just like, "So what's going on?" And I was just like, "Go to bed." Like, if you're not going to watch this properly, if you're going to critique it the entire way, I can't watch it.
All right. What about Spider-Man films? Least favourite, including Into the Spider-Verse?
Oh, fuck!
Because that's
God, I wasn't
got
prepared
me
for
in the
this.
top. So you got Spidey 1, 2, 3.
Okay, well,
Spider-Man 1, 2. Tom Holland's 3.
I think obviously 3 will be least favourite for sure. And then the Amazing Spider-Man. Like, just not for me. Just like meh. Then we'll go into Spider-Verse just because as much as I love it, I really do love it. It's just kind of like I'm just a grown-ass man. I prefer actors and stuff like that rather than voice actors. Like, that's it. Still, you guys do a wonderful job. You probably get paid way more than I do. So, but maybe Spider-Man 2. No, actually no. Maybe Homecoming. Then Spider-Man 2. Then is it Far From Home?
Far From Home's the second one.
Then obviously the original one, because I still get butterflies watching that, and then
No Way Home.
Yeah. I think that's good. I think that's a good one.
Yeah. Have you ever been on the ride at Universal Studios?
No. Everyone's going to bully you for this. I'm scared of heights.
Oh, it's not a roller coaster.
I think it's a very reasonable fear, by the way, to be scared of heights. I think that.
But I don't think it's reasonable for me. That's the I think that's.
Yeah, shit.
You're still a
How many
human.
times have you climbed like the scaffolding in Tokyo Dome?
Like, yeah, that's
You're
alright.
not in the first doorway.
But the thing is I'm in control.
Yeah.
This is what
Right,
so it's a
okay.
control thing. Is I know how to land on my feet. I like even upside down. I know which way's up and which way's down. But like airplanes, like I'm only just got used to them, and roller coasters, like I'm having to get used to them because the girl that I'm dating is now like into them. So I'm like, fucking hell, like I don't like her like at all. I'm just kind of like, God, I've got to fucking do this because I like her. Oh,
That's
like,
love. That's love
that
right
is love,
there.
yeah. Right.
Alright, we put out a call for questions on Twitter. You retweeted it. Loads of people came back.
Loads of fucking real confusing ones.
No, lots of non-wrestling related stuff. So we'll go back and forth. Rapid fire as you like. What's it like being Justin Bieber's favourite wrestler?
The best feeling in the entire world. And I dedicated my brand new outfit to him. Have you seen the inside?
Yeah. Inside
green
fabric.
shirt, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the actual fabric. The moment my designer showed me that, I was just like, this is a dream come true. This is so good. And then my wallet said otherwise.
Writer Adam84 asks, what are your thoughts on your singles match in AEW with Dax Harwood?
I think it's brilliant. I think it's a complete great clash of styles. I think he hits hard. I hit hard myself. So it's one of those ones I loved it. I'd love to do it again.
You talked about Yu-Gi-Oh cards recently on Twitter and it exploded. So lots of people asked, what are your favourite Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
I'd have to go with the OG ones, like the
100%.
Blue Eyes
Yeah,
White
yeah.
Dragon,
Yeah.
Dark Magician. I like Dark Magician Girl as well because like when Dark Magician's on the card, you get more points as well and stuff like that. I'm playing the games on the DS, not the DS,
Switch?
Switch.
Might be the same game. I've got-
Did you
Yeah.
get on the Switch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Switch. It's actually dead fun. It's actually real
It's
good.
great. I
life
play it
changing.
like when I go to an airport and that's about it. But yeah,
The new Yu-Gi-Oh cards are confusing me.
Yeah,
like
so
I'm
I'm the same
dyslexic.
boat.
I'm dyslexic as it is, and like I'm trying to fucking this thing like this. And I was like, I don't understand this power. Fuck you. I'm God.
Yeah, keep it simple, keep it simple. What's your go-to meal at Nando's?
2 butterfly chicken breasts, peri chips, cream mash, 2 Peronaise dips, a bottomless drink, and whatever else. Sometimes you get a 10 wing roulette just because I never go on my own. I'm always out with other people, and I
Yeah.
feel like I've got to look after everyone, so I want everyone well fed.
Yeah.
And then whatever everyone else wants, and then I just pay for it.
And in a situation where Nando's is closed down, men in the streets weeping on their knees, you can't go to
I
Nando's
will
anymore.
fucking open it.
So you won't go anywhere else. You will start a new Nando's chain.
I've been. I really want to start one in Japan. Like
Yeah?
I've been trying my best. I don't know how it really works. I've been just been messaging them, just being like, you need to, like Japan love fucking chicken, all right? And there's
That
not
chicken's
enough
so
chicken.
nice,
There
like,
is not enough chicken
fried
restaurants in
chicken's
Japan. Like, so you need to put fucking Nando's in Japan. They all fucking sell. You put that motherfucking in Kurikan Hall. I'm there every fucking day.
you'll keep it running yourself. At GG on Wrestling, who are your favourite wrestlers to work with?
Shingo, Okada.
Zach, surely. You'd think.
Zach, yeah, like I mean, I think Zach's more of a one where like it is challenging because you actually have to think of like
Right.
the holds and the submissions. Yeah, I'll just say those 3 for now because I can't think of anyone else.
What are your favourite bands or artists at the moment?
One O'Clock. To English people, it will be One OK Rock. But like,
Oh, right, yeah,
One
so you're
O'Clock,
close by them all. So it's
love
beautiful,
them. Like
yeah.
they're the only band that I've ever. Like, I've never gone to a concert before in my life. They're the only people that I've ever seen in a concert. Is because they made a real big deal, and I was nowhere near people. So that's always a fantastic thing for me. I don't do well in crowds. Like that's why like I never go to wrestling shows. I always perform in them. So I don't like. Yeah, that's the art of doing this. Is like you want to go to all these concerts and stuff like that. Just be really good at something else. So then when they bring you in, you don't have to deal with like.
Which football team do you support?
I know
Lots of people
Oh, there we go.
Loads of people. Like, so I don't watch football religiously.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I support this team is because my uncle said that I have to support this team. It's because I've not. It
Shows
just
you what I like to
just
see.
grew up around him and
Yeah.
stuff like that. My dad supports Chelsea. My mum supports Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a glory hunter. I support Man United. The only reason why is because it's my uncle's team. But I'm a huge David Beckham fan, and he played for him
Yeah,
when
of
I was
course,
growing
yeah,
up.
yeah.
So to be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. When he left. I kind of went to Madrid as well. I went watching Real Madrid, but like obviously, like, if people ask, yes, Man United.
What are your favourite video games?
Assassin's Creed, the Spider-Man games are great. Guardians of the Galaxy was so fucking good.
Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's great.
Insane.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane how good it is. The stories is great. The characters are spot on. Yeah, they're the best ones.
Favourite films?
Legend with Tom Hardy. I think that's a
Love
And he
it.
walks in
I
with
think-
like, I thought this was going to be a western.
Yeah.
What a fucking rolling dude.
Oh, yeah.
bullshit, fucking baby. I love doing
brilliant.
the accent.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where I fucking love doing the accent. Yeah, Legend inspired a lot of like what I originally wanted, but the suit just didn't fit like with that side of things. Yeah, Legend's my favourite one. I can't think of any like anything else. But yeah, Legend.
if there was a Will Ospreay Hollywood film, you know, they're going to document your career in Hollywood fashion, who would you want to play Will Ospreay? Which actor?
I would like. I think Holland could actually do a good job. Maybe Garfield as well. Holland and Garfield could probably do a good job. Garfield in Hacksaw Ridge as well was.
Oh yeah, he's
fucking
blinded.
phenomenal.
Yeah, he's one of my favourite actors.
Yeah, I think Holland could do a good job because I think he would capture my Essex charm as well. Wait, is he from?
Yeah, I think he's Kingston way. He's like London or surrounding area at least.
Surrounding area.
Yeah.
But like, I think Holland could do like a good job of capturing my cheeky Essex charm, and but like I would also like him to dive into like how like I've had to fucking grow up in front of people as well. So like that's the weird bit.
Yeah.
So I've never really been an adult in your life.
Probably
and
relates to it,
having-
can't he?
Yeah, and that's a bit weird bit. Yeah. So like the idea of having to grow up in front of people, like I don't want to grow up. It's fucking boring. I've got a mortgage.
Yeah.
Jacob Knapp 18 asks, what is your favourite starter and non-starter Pokemon?
Oh fuck it! So I wasn't a big Pokemon trading card guy, but like the video games, I always went with like Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur's my favourite Pokemon. And what was the starter? And
Non-starter.
Non-starter.
So Bulbasaur starter Pokemon. What one's not?
Oh, what was that? Psyduck. That motherfucker.
legend.
Yes.
Best
that
Pokemon.
Fucking. I always remember there was a cartoon where like it was finally time for him to step up, and then he just doesn't do it. And so then I was just like, fucking yes.
Yeah. Suffers from, I
Psy-
think, an intense migraine.
Yeah, but yeah,
All been there.
yeah, like fucking Psyduck is today's standard of man. That's literally everyone knows they need to do it, but then they just go, oh, I can't be fucked.
Khalik Simon 1, do you watch any anime, and if so, which are your favourites?
Nah, I don't really watch anime.
I
Like,
mean, Yu-Gi-Oh's an anime. So is Pokemon.
but like, I mean, when I was a child,
I know
like,
what
you
you mean,
what I
yeah,
mean?
we didn't know there was anime,
When I
they
was
were just
14 and
cartoons.
discovering wanking for fuck's sake, I don't watch it anymore. Like,
Alright, so we can skip the next question then. If you could be cast, Paul Moss 70, if you could be cast as any Marvel or DC character, other than Spider-Man, because that's the obvious pick, who would you pick?
Captain Britain. Just like the man one, of course, but
Yeah,
just
no.
like I think that's kind of. I think that would be like a good role, especially because I'm playing that fucking role anyway. If New Japan do another big,
Costumes.
if we do another Royal Quest, I'll come
Oh.
out dressed as Captain
Captain
Britain.
Britain.
That'd be sick.
Love that. Super Team Kid asks, what are your favourite wrestling moments that didn't happen in the ring?
Oh shit. It's not really like a favourite moment at all. I mean, it's sad in a weird way, but it really did bring like a lot of people together. It's like when Ryan passed away and Andy done the
video package.
the video package. I couldn't help it. I had a tear in my eye, and I was just looking around that ring, and like some people never knew who he was, other people did.
Mhm.
But like Bill and Endel, like everyone was there together, and everyone wanted to put on a banging show and do you know what? I'll even like outside of like the miserable one, that York Hall, the Michael Oku match. Like, I wish I could tell you stuff that was happening at the after party, but it was just like everyone who was on that show was there, and everyone was just like, we've got the ball again.
Yeah.
Like, we can feel the ball now and we're going to run with it. And everyone was like super motivated. Everyone's like fucking pumped to do this shit again. And it was just like, that's kind of when I felt that, and then winning the world title, like just backstage at one point and just taking a photo and sending it to my dad, and just being just like, this is actually like I'm a world champion. It's just kind of like, is this one of the most like, but is it the title that obviously like we all wanted, the fucking Okada one? Like, of course it's not, but like be and end all is just kind of like I won a world title, like the world title. Yeah. So on that note, it was kind of like that's just sitting back and doing that. Madison Square Garden as well, just laying on the floor after doing that. Just mind-blowing stuff like this. There's too many moments in my head.
Zayfon Lamora asked, what's something outside of wrestling that you're really passionate about?
Family is just everything to me. Just making sure that and friends, to be fair. Like today afterwards, I'm going out with my friends. We're gonna have a day out in London. I think that we found like some hidden arcade in Camden, like something like.
Is it called Las Vegas?
Might be,
yeah.
but it's like some.
I know Camden. I'm saying
some. I think no. I mean, it might be.
We'll find out, won't we?
I'm talking about one in Soho.
Yeah. Some underground like arcade, so it's real cool.
Fun. And our last question.
It's not the last.
Oh, it's not our last rapid fire question.
The last on our page.
What is your favourite go-to karaoke song?
Oh my! This is hard. It's like I'm trying to put myself in the situation of like we're out with the boys, we're all having a fun. Someone's got to start. Oh fuck! What's the song that we all start with? Like. Let It Be is always a good one for the Beatles. Fucking Jesus Christ, because I don't really do much of the singing. I encourage people to sing.
You have to do it. You're on the spot. You're the only person right now that can do karaoke. What is it?
Like, fuck, Dad, I don't know.
Is that original song?
I'm gonna say for now. I'll say Let It Be, but like I'm gonna marinate on that. I'm gonna come back.
Good crowd one. Good crowd one.
Yeah.
Fadron BB, when in Japan, what is one thing from Britain you can't live without?
Nando's.
Fair. Your Pappy Draco asks, what's your favourite pizza topping?
Oh, I don't really like pizza toppings. I'm just a plain cheese guy. But I don't mind like a Texas barbecue, so like green peppers, onion, like chicken. So.
At Nico Starheart, are there any gimmick matches you want to compete in that you haven't yet?
War games.
Yeah.
I want to do war games. It looks so fucking crazy. It's just like me and the boys were just fucking about, and I came up with the idea of getting 2 6-sided rings and a cage, and you have to climb out of the cage. So you enter the cage, then you climb out of the cage, and then on the other cage is like 6 mini rings. So then you have to wrestle like, and basically
it's like trials.
But like, so you got to imagine it. So like you got the 2 6-sided rings here in the cage, and then like loads of like mini rings here, and then the way that it looked like by the end of it was just like, oh, this design looks like a penis. So I was like, yeah, so I want to do that. War games would be sick. Like, yeah, that'd be cool.
Best takeaway you've ever had in Britain from Alex B83?
You've got to have a local chippy or something like that.
Yeah, like there's a Captain Korma around me, which is just like that's the name of the restaurant. It's an Indian restaurant. It's called Captain Korma. It's the worst superhero ever. It's like, but it's just like when you're fucked and you get like an Indian or a kebab or something like that, it just sucks your belly's dick. It's just the best fucking feeling of all time. It's just so fucking good.
At Wrestle Chaps, how many Yorkshire puddings are on your Sunday roast?
Oh god, like this is like honesty hour, and I don't want to fucking tell people, but it's like something like 7.
It's one of the best parts of the roast.
It is like I'll get the meat, I'll get a few potatoes, but then just fucking load me up with some Yorkshires. My mum cooks the best Yorkshire puddings as well, and I will fucking fight anyone's mum. Like, I will do it because my mum will fucking destroy your mum in a Yorkshire pudding fucking fight.
Apologies if I pronounced this wrong. So it's Kiyosuke, the BLK. What's your favourite Ninja Turtle?
Oh, I'm gonna get heat for this. I couldn't give a fuck about him.
Fair.
Like, I wasn't a Ninja Turtle guy. I'm sorry.
You committed to Spider-Man.
Committed to Spider-Man and probably like Rugrats or something like that.
Only one animal-related superhero, if you will. Last question from Twitter, Reagan09. Who are your favourite Star Wars characters? It's another one you don't give a fuck about.
And what? No, Anakin. No, Anakin. Just because, once again, it is just like, it is pro wrestling, isn't it? You watch Star Wars, it is pro, it's pro wrestling. The heel was the babyface. So Anakin.
Right, one final question that we ask all our guests. We are Wrestle Inn, so imagine you've got a table at the inn. What meal are you eating? What drink are you drinking? And what 2 wrestlers are you bringing along for company?
Oh. What meal am I eating? I'm having a Wagyu beef, 500-gram steak, cooked medium, with some sweet potato fries. I love some sweet potato fries. A grilled lobster on the side. If I was allowed to drink it again, I would have a bottle of rosé. 2 people that I want to bring with me. Can I just eat their food? I mean, just Great O'Khan, just because that motherfucker could eat for ages.
Sunlight.
Wait, am I paying?
No, it's on the house.
It's on the house.
Courtesy of the inn.
So like, yeah, Oak. Like, I'm just saying this now because I want this rumor getting out there. Like, I want it. I'm sure the Great O'Khan has like 7 stomachs. Like,
He's like a cow.
yeah, like he doesn't stop. He like can eat for ages. Like sometimes I marvel at it. Like, how are you still going? Like I eat so much food that I get like sweaty, like meat sweats. I'm like, God, how are you going? Like, Great O'Khan's definitely one. I'll say Jeff, just because Jeff's just such a sweet Hawaiian boy. I'll bring those 2. Sorry to the rest of the boys at UE, but
that's alright. They can all come along. Right, that's what Will. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being so generous, man. I really appreciate it. It's been so awesome. That was a drink at the inn. We are Wrestle Inn, and now we're out.
Oh, I see what you did.